Hello guys and welcome back to another Premier League predictions video. Today we are returning with Game Week 10. We're into double digits now and we kick off with a Friday night fixture at Selhurst Park with Crystal Palace hosting Tottenham. I'm actually recording this on Friday evening and we have kicked off the week with a 3-pointer. Crystal Palace 1, Tottenham 2. Absolutely spot on. Great way to start the weekend. 3 points in the bag already. Now this video will be out at 12 PM on Saturday, so you'll be seeing this just before the Chelsea v Brentford game kicks off. And for that first game of Saturday, I have gone for Chelsea to win by 3-0. Now that may be a little bit overconfident from myself because I do think Chelsea have improved massively over the last couple of weeks. 3-0 is quite a bold scoreline, but I haven't been that impressed with Brentford over the last couple of weeks. So I've gone for 3-0, as I say, maybe a little bit optimistic. In Game 3, we've actually gone for the same scoreline as Arsenal host bottom of the league, Sheffield United. I think there will be a few people who have this as their joker for this week, Arsenal being at home against bottom of the league, Sheffield United. But I've gone for 3-0. It's not my joker this week, but I do think Arsenal will win it pretty comprehensively. Next up in Game 4, it's another big battle at the bottom, including Bournemouth, and they're joined by Burnley, all the Bees. This is a huge game for Iraola and Bournemouth as they've been really poor to start the season off. Obviously lost late on against Wolves at the Vitality, which was a huge blow for them, and they really need to pick up vital 3 points here. And I have actually gone for Bournemouth to win it this time by 2-1. I thought they were okay against Wolves, obviously played a lot of the second half with 10 men. And I think Burnley's away form, maybe their downfall this year. So I've actually gone for Bournemouth to win it, which might be a bit of a shock. Game 5 takes us to Molineux as Wolves take on in-form Newcastle United. Now Newcastle did lose in midweek at home to Dortmund, which was maybe a little bit of a shock, but Dortmund are a very good side. I have gone for Newcastle to return to winning ways here, but there is always that sort of midweek hangover possibility. They are like the top scorers in the league. They've got the highest XG. They're doing really well in their attacking figures this year, Newcastle. So I've gone for them to win it by 3-1, but as I say, always the possibility of a midweek hangover. Heading into Sunday already then, there's loads of fixtures on Sunday, and that kicks off with a 1 PM kickoff with West Ham hosting Everton, where I've gone for the Hammers to win it by 2-0. They also played in midweek away in Greece at Olympiacos, but I do think they will have too much for the Toffees. And I do think Everton have improved since the early weeks of the season, and I think that is largely due to Sean Dyche, but West Ham are very good at home, and I do think they'll bounce back with a victory. Next up, Game 7, another team who are very good at home and returning very good attacking figures this year. Unai Emery's Aston Villa hosting Luton Town. Really tough test for Luton. And I've gone for Aston Villa to win this one by 4-0. I've gone for quite a big scoreline, but with the way that Villa are playing at the moment, especially at home, Watkins is on fire. Douglas Luiz keeps scoring at Villa Park. I think this could be a bit of a rout, and Luton might potentially be on the other end of a beating. So yeah, I've gone 4-0. It's a bit of a bold shout. Game 8 sees De Zerbi's Brighton side taking on Fulham. Now, Brighton are, I believe, still yet to keep a clean sheet in the league this year. So I have gone for both teams to score once again with a 2-1 victory for Brighton. I've not been that impressed by Fulham every time I've seen them, so I don't think they'll get anything from the game. I think Brighton will return to winning ways. Brighton also won in midweek, which I'm sure will help boost a bit of confidence heading into this fixture. And I just think that De Zerbi's side will have too much for Marco Silva's Fulham team. Game 9 sees Liverpool, one of the top sides to kick off the campaign so far, back at home at Anfield to take on Steve Cooper's Nottingham Forest. And in this one, I've gone for a 2-0 victory for Liverpool. They were very good in midweek against Toulouse, also at Anfield. And I think at home they will just have way too much for Forest. I think it might be one of those where Forest don't really put up much of a fight. I expect Liverpool to win pretty comfortably, hence why I've gone for 2-0. And then finally, the last game of the fixture is, of course, the Manchester derby. I've gone for Manchester City to win it by 2-1. It's a tough one to call the Manchester derby because it's obviously such an important fixture for both teams. But I'm just not that impressed by Manchester United. Every time I see them, I think they're poor. They were lucky to get away with the win against Copenhagen in midweek thanks to Onana's penalty save. And I think if City turn up with the right mindset, then they will just play them off the pitch. But you never know in these Manchester derbies. Sometimes United will just pull a worldie out from literally nowhere. So I've gone for 2-1. I expect City to win it, but you never know with it being at Old Trafford if United can pull off the victory. And to finalise this little section, our joker game this week is game 9, which is Liverpool at home to Forest, where of course we've gone for a 2-0 Liverpool victory. So let's head over to the predictions website and see how we got on last week in game week 9. So as you can see, not the greatest of weeks for us. We have dropped down to 11th place, but it's still very, very tight. 4 points separating 9 people from 7th down to Mark here on 77 points. I'm still pretty optimistic that we can make up the ground to those at the front, although a little gap is starting to appear from 85 upwards to 90. It is a bit of a gap. My dad's still in the mix on 85, so I've got a bit of ground to make up. We both picked up 3 points for Tottenham winning by 2-1, so I believe looking at the rest of the results that will move me up to 8th place once it's updated. So it is nice to get off to a good start on Friday night and hoping to get back into the money places. Can see there was quite a few high scores in the fixture. 17 won it by a pretty clear margin. We did pretty well ourselves, picking up 12 points from the 10 games, same as my dad, and my two mates. Callum also got 12 and Griffin was just behind us with 11 thanks to a 6-pointer on Monday night. So here is a full breakdown of the full fixture. You can see we started off really well with 2 3-pointers. I thought I was off to a great start. It sort of petered out after that. We got a couple of 1-pointers. I thought City potentially at 3-1 may come in, but it wasn't to be. Newcastle, nobody had 4-0. But then, annoyingly, Forest bottled it against Luton, and I did have Arsenal to beat Chelsea. Still annoyed about Chelsea throwing away that 2-0 victory, but we move. And then we did pick up a few more points at the end of the fixture with United beating Sheffield United, Aston Villa beating West Ham, which was quite a good one to pick up a point. And then our joker was on Monday night, where you can see myself and Callum got 2 points, and our mate Griffin picking up the full 6 points with a 2-0 joker. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I don't know if we've had a 6-point joker yet this year. I think I might still be waiting for my first one. So hopefully we will pick up our first 6-point joker of the season. That would really help push us up the table and close the gap to these guys sort of in the top 5 or 6. But I'm still hopeful. We're still in the running. It's very, very tight at the moment, but one good week could propel us right up the table. But guys, I hope you have enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next episode for Game Week 11 very soon, and wish me luck for the fixtures ahead. Catch you next time, guys. Peace.